Mickey Spagnola on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline. You're following Jerry Springer.
Oh, boy. I don't know if I could handle that.
Oh, well, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay,
we just
I'll
go,
do my best.
we do the same thing they did with Jerry. We just go, Mickey, Mickey, Mickey. See, now, look, you're all pumped up now.
To get everybody fired up, right? Yeah.
Zach's
right.
pulling his shirt up and everything.
That's right. That's right.
Crazy.
Rubbing my nipples. All right, here we go.
That's too
No,
much,
just
Zach.
kidding. Just kidding. Mickey.
Hey, I didn't hear that.
That's right. Mickey, DeflateGate, go.
I'm about tired of it, to tell you the truth. And while, if indeed it did happen, I can't imagine it made that huge of a difference in the outcome of that game, seeing that the second half was when the avalanche occurred, not the first half. So, do I think that somebody messed with the footballs? Yeah, I certainly do. How much it helped, I don't know. I just know that it is easier to throw and catch a softer football than it is when those things are, pumped up to their maximum.
Well, if this were, like, let's say this were the Cowboys that were being accused of this and maybe did this, I feel like it would be a non-story. I think this is more about the criminal and not the crime.
Well, I think you're right. I think that now, wait a minute. If it was Carolina, it would have been a non-story. If it was the Cowboys, it would end up in Washington, D.C., and there would be some sort of investigation, right?
Right.
Right. But you're right. I agree with you. It's because of what New England has done in the past. It's almost like you're guilt by association, right?
Right.
And that's why I think this thing has gone to the level. And if you think it's been bad this week, wait till they show up in Phoenix.
Oh, gosh.
What do you think the first question's going to be?
Oh, my God. I mean, they get off the plane. You know what's funny is that they get, they spoke yesterday, and they get off the plane Monday, I've read. That's when they land. They land at like 4:30, and the first press conference is at 6.
Right.
And they're going to have to go all the same questions in a different city. It just all over.
And then it'll happen again on Tuesday on Media Day.
Oh, it'll be even worse on Media Day.
Then you get all the jokester there.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, when the coaches have to get up on the podium, it'll happen all over. I mean, it won't go away because there'll be new people coming in, and everybody wants to do their own story and ask their own questions. So it'll be a week-long drama, I guarantee you.
Mickey, in all your time around the Dallas Cowboys, have you ever heard any coaches or players or even equipment staff have a discussion about air pressure in footballs?
Not air pressure, but loosening up the balls. Back in the early 90s, Troy Aikman, when he gripped the ball, he gripped it. He really didn't have but, I think, his maybe ring finger and little finger on the seams. So he threw the ball from kind of by the cone from behind, and he hated a slick ball. So I know what they used to do. They used to take, and this is when, this was okay. The NFL allowed teams to, prepare the balls the way they wanted. They would, on Friday, after they somewhat practiced with these balls, took them into the racquetball courts and took a baseball bat and slammed line drives into the back wall to loosen up the ball. And then they would throw them in the dryer with towels and fabric softener sheets to get the slickness. That would take the slickness off the ball so it wasn't just shiny, smooth, and hard. And that's how they would prepare the balls for the game. And really, I don't know how long that went on, but I don't think the NFL even worried about stuff like that until Seattle got accused of putting out a new ball there in 2006 playoffs when Romo dropped the snap and the ball looked as shiny like it just came out of the box, and then they started regulating that stuff. But yeah, they used to.
That all had to do with the Romo botch?
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, it looked like the ball had some sort of lotion on it or something.
Grease on it. It was so shiny. But a lot of it had to do. A lot of it had to do with the fact that the way the picture was shown and the light and everything,
right,
it made it look like it was just slick, really slick. But yeah, that was one of the things that came up that and that's when they came up with the K balls, and now they mark the kicking balls. These are the balls that you have to kick with. So
yeah, imagine, Zach, if you took it and dumped it into a vat of Soul Glow and then pulled it out. That's what the football looked like.
Yeah.
Great analogy there by you, Todd. Mickey Spagnola with us. Give me, how irritating is it as a media member, Mickey? How irritating is it to cover someone like Bill Belichick?
Oh, it would just be awful. But then you would just have to learn to adapt because, if you're there every day, it's not going to change, right? So you kind of learn to adapt. Fortunately, I think in my career, I've never had to deal with a guy like him. Everybody always thought that Bill Parcells was this monster, but in actuality, he was great. He was maybe the most entertaining coach I think I've ever dealt with. So, I've never had to do that, but you have to just kind of, you continue to do your job, and you kind of just accept that that's the way he's going to be. He's not going to give you anything. You're rarely going to get a good answer for him. Although, it's funny, way back when I was at the Dallas Times-Herald and we would go and do advanced stories on the team the Cowboys were going to play, I went up to New York when he was the defensive coordinator. Bill was the head coach, and I actually talked to him in the locker room. He actually answered a couple of my questions about the Giants' defense. It was afterwards, after I found out, what he was like and, who he was, I was going, well, that was rather remarkable because I actually got a couple of answers from him. So maybe it was me. I don't know.
Since we all agree, Mickey, that DeflateGate or Ballghazi or whatever you want to call it is ridiculous, let me hit you with this. A man incarcerated in Colorado by the name of Terry Hendricks is a Cowboys fan that is suing the NFL for $88,987,654,321.88 over the Dez Bryant catch-no-catch call. Now, I know you're no legal analyst, but what do you think his chances are of winning that
I would say
lawsuit?
0. It was funny. I was watching the news last night, and they've started this new thing on the ABC affiliate where they put the upcoming headlines at the bottom, right? And so the one in the middle was going to be second, not the next one, but the one after that. And it said, Cowboy fan sues. And I was going, now what happened? What did they do? And I thought it meant the Cowboy fan was suing the Cowboys for something. And that's what it turned out to be. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But, if you got time on your hands, you might as well give it a shot.
No, of course.
Hey, and that's how you know they're America's team. They even got the prisons covered, man.
Right?
There are
Yeah,
Cowboy
absolutely.
fans everywhere.
Well,
Prisons in Colorado.
They also showed a guy who robbed some lady at an ATM here in Dallas. I think it was last week, but it's really making big news because now the video of the guy has come out, and of course he had one of his Cowboy stocking caps on.
Mickey Spagnola, we'll talk more about the actual Super Bowl next week, but give me a Cowboys nugget. Are we restructuring a Romo contract? Did I read that right?
Well, I mean, they've done it every year. I think they have to make a decision. When they say restructure, basically it means when they make those contracts, they have mechanisms in it to reduce base salary and basically convert it to signing bonus, and then spread that over the life of the contract to reduce the salary cap hit. So, I guess the question came up in Mobile, and they're going to have to make a decision if they want to do that or if they want to take a hefty salary cap hit this year, because if they need the money, basically what they do, let's say his base salary is $21 million this year, they can reduce it to, say, just for simple math, say $11 million, take $10 million, pay him right now in signing bonus, and then if he's got 5 years left over the life of the cap, then or the life of the contract, then it would count $2 million in each of those years. Right. So it would lessen this, but it ends up pushing money into potential years that he may not be here playing, and then you have to take the hit then. So you kind of have to decide, is it better for me to spend my money now and take a shot and have enough salary cap money to go do what I want to do when Romo is still productive?
And the answer is
yes. Or do I want to take the hit later on when maybe he's gone but we don't have maybe as good a quarterback as we do right now to take a shot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they're taking the shot now. I mean,
And I would think they take the shot now.
Right.
I would imagine that they will do. Maybe you don't do it to the extreme as they did last year, because they reduced his base salary last year, I want to say, to $1 million. So they pushed like four more million a year for the next 5 years back down the line. So you got to be careful how long you keep doing that, and that was one of the reasons why they didn't want to do that this past year with DeMarcus Ware, and that's why they ended that. But from Romo's standpoint, if they need the money, the mechanism is there, and it's not like he's giving up money. He's basically getting it ahead of time than when he would have gotten it. So, it's just kind of playing with the cap and deciding what you need.
Mickey. See you later, Mickey.
All right, you guys take care.
All right. You think he ever just goes, I
Those idiots.
I got to stop talking to those guys. Like, what am I doing wasting my time with those guys? That was a good interview. I don't
Also,
care what you
where are
guys
my
say.
beads at?
That's right.